Hi everybody, long time no see. It's been a while since I uploaded a video and I'm just happy and I feel blessed and privileged to have another opportunity to upload more videos that hopefully motivate you, inspire you, encourage you, uplift you and gives you some measure of strength in whatever it is you're going through. So today, I just wanted to talk about celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas, especially in this era or in this period when we are still dealing with COVID. And it was important for me to make this video because I had a conversation with someone a few days ago where um, they were worried about celebrating Thanksgiving and celebrating Christmas, and they wanted to make it just like it would be in previous years. They wanted it to be just like it would be in previous years. Kind of a way of saying COVID is not defeating the way I live my life and so on and so forth. And as much as I agree that life doesn't we don't halt our lives just because of coronavirus, it is also very important that we remember that the disease is real, it is highly transmissible, um, and that precautions need to be taken. So, for example, when it comes to Thanksgiving, you know what? If you trust your family enough that they will quarantine themselves before coming to your house because you don't know who they've been in contact with, and whoever they've been in contact with, you don't know who they've been in contact with. As much as it would be great for everybody to gather like we usually would for Thanksgiving, well, you don't also want the story to be we gather together for Thanksgiving like we usually would, we showed up COVID, and then you go home and people are sick and people have to be hospitalized. So you don't want that to be the story. So even if you decide you're going to have family over for Thanksgiving, make sure you take adequate precautions. Um, I just take adequate precaution, whatever works for a family. For some people, it might include reducing the number of people you invite over. For some people, you know what, it might be not inviting anybody at all this year. Make it a virtual whatever, make it a Zoom something. And then next year, when hopefully the vaccine for COVID has come out, then make it bigger and better to compensate for this year. And then the same thing with Christmas. You know what? Everybody has been under a financial strain, and even those of us that might have a little bit more cushion in terms of cash, you don't know what's going to happen over the next few months with cases rising, helter skelter, or in every which way. You don't know what's going to happen in the next few months. So you don't have to strain yourself or stress yourself to buy the kind of gifts you usually would in previous years. You know what? If you can afford it, go forth, go ahead. And if you cannot, don't feel guilty because you cannot. You know, it's a situation that nobody can control. You should not burden yourself with guilt just because you're not able to afford what you usually would. And if you have a family who will guilt you or make you feel bad that Christmas, in terms of gifts, will not be at the same scale as it usually is, then you need to have a talking, you need to have a sit down moment with your family and tell them you need to get your expectations in order with what is happening in real life. So don't burden yourself with any guilt. If you're like me, you made your Christmas list in the summer, you've already started shopping for it, and I realized, you know what, it's not happening this year like it would in other years. And I don't at first I did, but I thought about it. I felt guilty at first, but I thought about it and said, well, it's not because it's something I can control. I'm not denying my family the joy of receiving gifts from me just because I'm being mean. It's not a situation I can control. And I love my family for the fact they get it. So this year we're not doing gifts. However, we're going to make up for it with, a more elaborate dinner table. That's my immediate family. And then an extended family, we're going to make it a Zoom thing. And that works. It's, instead of adding stress, the environment is already stressful. What we're going through is already stressful. Why add the stress of all the holiday stuff? You do what you can, and also make sure you're taking care of yourself because while you're figuring out, well, how do I plan it this year or to maintain some semblance of normal, don't forget you. It's self-care is very important. It's more important than your family coming over for Thanksgiving. It's more important than the family Christmas lunch or dinner or what have you, because you're running around taking care of everybody and now you're sick. So make sure you take care of you too. And just as a reminder to everybody, make sure you're wearing masks when you're out in public. Make sure you're sanitizing. You have little hand sanitizers in your wallet, in your car, in your handbags. Wash your hands as soon as you come into the house. When possible, make sure you are social distancing. I'm just going to repeat, this disease is real. And I don't want any of us to end 2020 being in the hospital or being sick. For those of us who have buried a loved one or have seen a loved one through this disease, my heart goes out to you. And my prayers are with you. This holiday season is not going to be easy for more than 239,000 people because they've lost loved ones and they've lost family. So it is even more important for those of us who are here, those of us who are alive, to take precautions to make sure that we're not infecting somebody, because you might get COVID 19 and the symptoms are mild for you, but the next person you've infected, you don't know their full health history. They might look like they don't have the what do they call them, comorbidities or whatever it is that makes them susceptible to harsh symptoms, but you don't know what's going on in their bodies. You don't know what's going on with their system. You don't know the level of what level their immune system is, and then you run the risk of infecting someone who is not going to survive it, who's not going to make it, or who's going to suffer more than you suffer. So even if you're okay, the danger might not necessarily be for you, but for your loved one or for your family. So again, I'm just going to wrap this up real quick. Again, please make sure that as you are planning for the holidays, you take every necessary precaution, and if you have to cancel cancel the holidays, or what I mean by cancel the holidays, if you have to make it a really small affair, immediate family, no extended family, that's fine, because by God's grace there will always be next year, and then you have the opportunity to make it bigger and better and brighter, and you can do more things next year than you would usually do this year. So just take that into account. Don't forget to share this video, don't forget to subscribe, and please know that my prayers are always with you. Please know that I am always praying for you, and as always, I wish you the very best. Remain blessed.